Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, it's chilly today. I looked out the window and got shocked for my life. Frost and stuff on the ground. I had to stick the heating on for a little while. Woke up and it was about 10 degrees in the flat, which is a little too chilly for me. But I switched the heater on for a little while. It's now up to 15 degrees, which is comfortable. That's probably actually due to my PCs chucking out all hot air, but, you know, as soon as I start gaming, the computers heat the flat up nicely. So, right, well, I've got my pink lemonade and fruit juice. That should give me a bit of a boost. I'm kind of feeling a bit kind of meh this morning. Or this afternoon. Managed to do a little bit of work. Did a little bit of prep for tonight's IndyCar stream. Hoping that the little bits that I did at the last minute should work. But we will see. We will see. And that's obviously taking place on the Simracing Online YouTube channel. So, right, we've got 4 rounds to do. I meant to actually, start a bit earlier, but I think we've got enough time to do 4 races. Watch 4 races. So we had 3 races so far, and I'm slightly, you know, when you have that feeling that things are going too well. You're sure something bad's going to happen. Because we've done like 3 rounds and we had, I think, well, I'm going to have to actually look at the results because I can't actually remember. Let's see where we got to. So Kyle Army was a 4th, 16 seconds off the lead. We do have someone that's winning all of the races. So we're not going to catch them. But started 12th, ended up 4th. Amazing. Second round. And I mean, amazing as well. We didn't feature in the moderator report. Second round. Second place. Stunning. Well, started second. Ended up second. But still, stunning. Only 6.4 seconds off the lead and was catching a second a lap. Third round at Spa. Ended up third. We were 4th, but we did end up picking up a place because of someone had a penalty. But again, we were closing near the end. And 16 seconds again off the lead. But now we have Monaco. Yeah. So you look at the time, it's 1:22. That might mean that I did a bit more practice at Monaco. Mind. It might not mean anything specific, but we're in the Ferrari again. It seems like we're taking the Ferrari all season so far. So yeah. Could this be where the season takes a turn for the worst? I'm not too confident at Monaco. I mean, why take a high-powered car at Monaco? You're only going to be shuffled back in the pack. So, but I think last time at Monaco, didn't I spin like 50 times at the chicane? Something like that. It wasn't good. But to be second on the grid at Monaco? Alright, so it's probably Alan Davis. Oh no, Alan Davis is third. Look who's on pole. It is someone called Ben Summers. That's no joke. That is you, Ben. You are on pole. In third, it's Alan Davis in the Cooper. You've probably blanked it out. We haven't dropped the flag yet, so, so things might happen. So Alan Davis is third. He's actually won every single round so far. And then we have T. Robbing at the back. We seem to have just 3 people on the grid. There are more, but it's not showing them, of course. Right. What kind of start did you get then? 20 years ago. A shocker! An absolute shocker! An absolute shocker! Where did you go? Where are you? No, you weren't on pole. There was someone in front of us. There was someone in front of us. So that's pole there. You were in second place. Sorry. Right, so green flag dropped. I went. You must have been asleep. So I don't know where this guy came from. Paul Skingley was somewhere on the grid. Maybe he was behind me. And he went with me. But he's trying to overtake up into the first turn. But off we go. So where did Ben end up in that shuffle? Maybe you disconnected. Because I don't see you. I think you might have disconnected. Well, we'll check in with you in the results. So presumably, I've jumped up and I'm leading. Yeah. Something must have happened. Look at the gap. Look at the gap that us 2 Ferraris have got. There's no way that I win a Monaco. No way. What a stunner! But who was it that came up there inside? Who suddenly appeared? Is this Alan? This is Alan Davis. He came up the inside with no braking whatsoever. And banged off the wall. I think that's you'd call that wall riding, wouldn't you? That wasn't fair. Ben Summers there in fourth. Now, I don't know. Obviously, I'm only looking at this from my point of view. And obviously, this is 20 years ago. Would you feel a bit kind of... obviously, I've just recovered from a spin, right? Would you feel a bit kind of hard done by if someone then done this, streaked up the inside, whacked off the wall, and stayed ahead of you? I'd feel maybe a little peed off with that, but not really much you can do. Darn chicane again. Got Ben shadowing me in the background. That he wants to get past in his Cooper. He's a bit scrappy. I saw him hit some curbs there. He seems to be chasing my back wheels a bit. Am I about to be rear-ended by Ben Summers? It's strange we didn't see half the field. They only just appeared. Oh, now I've locked up. But at least I made the corner. It was a rather nice pirouette, I must say. Mr. Ben Summers is dropping behind a little. The top three are keeping in touch, but that Cooper, all it has to do is stay there, and it's won the race. So the Ferraris have to actually pull out from that Cooper 20 seconds or so. I mean, I don't... Oh, that's the leader. That's the leader. I don't know whether the pit stop amounts were kind of condensed with Monaco. Because, I mean, the faster cars can't really use their straight line speed, can they? So they're heavily penalised. I mean, I don't know why I took the Ferrari. I should have just taken the Cooper because I probably would have been as fast. That's Ben continuing. He's got second place in the bag at the moment. I think second place would be my best finish at Monaco. I would be astounded if this is the finish. So we got 30 laps of this. This is coming to the end of lap 4. So I am a 10th off the fastest lap. Scrappy. I mean, I wonder whether the bot time should have been done from... Well, if you take the fastest person in each car, you probably won't be able to get... You won't be able to get times from each car, because I think there are some cars that just aren't used. Because on each circuit, there will be different. You know, some people might be able to do 130s in a Cooper. Some people do 130s in a Ferrari. I mean, I wonder whether you'd be able to do like a bot from qualifying, you know? Well, that would have meant the admins would need to have been present. Looks like we are dropping back. Taking it very when we close in the latter stage of the lap, so I guess the part which has the straights on it will close up to the Cooper, but it's the twisty section. Now, strategy-wise, obviously, track position is absolute. So, pitting early wouldn't be an option because you would be sent back into the pack, and you would just be heavily handicapped. So you should probably leave it to the last possible moment. Field is all spaced out. Cool. He didn't make the hairpin then, it was an absolute full lock. Let's check in with Ben Summers. Well, let's see the chicane first, because Ben Summers is still there, look. It through the chicane alive. Good racing you so far, Ben. Kept it pointed in the same direction. I don't think much of that hairpin. Trying a bit too hard on the brakes. Lap 8 of 30. This might be another podium. I mean, obviously it's hard to tell how far behind someone is from third place. So I might drop behind Ben after the pit stops. Oh, I hear a Honda, I think. So there's Ben. And Ferrari, which is 11th place. Still back at the hairpin. Yikes. Well, it was 20 years ago. I mean, I don't remember this race either. I really don't remember that I did this well at Monaco. I mean, I kind of threw it away. Getting all nervous at the chicane the first lap, but... Whoa, Ben, go a bit wide there. So I'm doing 1:30s. Ben Summers has done the fastest lap of the race, 1:29.3. So no slouch around at Monaco then. It says I'm second place. That's right, isn't it? So we've got our first lapped car coming up. Thought it was a BRM. No, I thought it was a Honda. Right, so that's Mike Chapman. Not too difficult to pass. Thankfully. He's having trouble. He got scared off the road by Ben Summers. So it's Cooper, Ferrari Cooper on lap 10. We are a third of the way through the race. Understeer. I must have been wondering, who is this Ben Summers person? I mean, I'm sure I would have remembered that you were the moderator of my first season, but... Whoa! Off the wall. I mean, it's a depressing thought that you... Oh, Ben's pitting. Ben's pitting. Maybe he's decided that I'm holding him up. It's a bit depressing that you're this close to the lead and you just know that you're not going to be able to get the lead because of the handicap the car has. Well, I suppose they couldn't do, like, performance-based bop, because you could have had a lot of sandbaggers, you know? So I will be intrigued to know how much I do stop. If it's 20 seconds, then that's... it's too much. I'm staying solidly in the 130s though, which is good. I'm not letting this Cooper get away, but it's just I can't get close enough to pass it. Ooh. There's another Cooper behind me now. I don't know who that is. S-Peak. So we're taking over third place. I mean, the only real... I mean, it's not like I'm being held up by that Cooper, is it? So it's not like if I do a pit stop and then get some clear air, it's not like I'll suddenly gain lots of lap time. All that Cooper needs to do is stay within 20 seconds of me. Uh-oh. That was another Ferrari. That's T. Robley. Had a bit of a moment at the chicane. A bit of time. I suppose the other thing as well is that you don't really know the bigger picture of the race. You only really know what's kind of going on locally around you. So you have to base your strategy off a lot of information. But I would be intrigued to know what kind of fastest lap time I could have done in a Cooper. I think I've just really handicapped myself by being in a Ferrari this season. So we're able to pull up onto the back of this Cooper. Because we're able to do low 130s. I did do a 129, but it was a very high 129. He's in the mid 130s. So I can go a little bit faster. I still don't think I'm being held up. So clear air wouldn't have done a lot. We're lap 14 of 30, so we're near half distance. But I don't know whether Alan Davis is whether I raced him last season or not. So it does seem like he's in the wrong division this year, or for this season at least. But I think the way this season is going, I'm probably going to end up like second or third in the championship. But it just so happens that in this... Right, so 2:05, 22:05. Let's see when. Got a Cooper. He's going to leave before me. That's about 25 seconds. So it does look like the Cooper does have to stop for at least a little time. Actually, no, I think that was... No, that was 25 seconds I had to stop. So I did see, was it a Honda? It was a Honda. That was a lapped car that passed me. So I seem to have rejoined in second place. Which is nuts, isn't it? Ben pitted early. Oh, it's a flag at the hairpin. What was the yellow flag? That was the yellow flag. Alan Davis had pitted. So he's the length of the main straight. If only we could change history. I mean, he's not that far ahead. So I'm just coming to the top of the hill and he's just going through the next turn. So I'd imagine maybe the Cooper had a 10-second pit stop, 15 seconds. But it still means I need to overhaul 10 seconds. My pit stop lap time was 2 minutes, so I lost 31 seconds. His pit stop was a 1:55. Oh, maybe he was penalised quite a lot. But the question is, can I pull up on the back of Alan Davis again? But I don't. From what I remember, thinking back at the season, I think Alan won every single race. Pedal too much. Lap 17 of 30. Got 13 laps to catch a Cooper. But there must have been something that shuffled the field back, because I was able to sit in the pits for 25 seconds and nobody passed me. Yeah. So they did use some sensible pit stops. I don't know why they didn't kind of crush it down a bit and kind of say, well, you know, if all the pit stops are going to be high, why don't you just have the lowest have a stop and go and then kind of build up from there? So that's Alan just going into the tunnel. RM0 Honda 8. I think it's obviously because the Cooper handles quite well around here. I know. See, no one took the Lotus or an Eagle or anything. But I was actually thinking this was going to go badly. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Maybe all of the lessons of the previous Monaco rounds I've learnt from, and I'm just able to, you know, buzz around here a bit quicker and be a bit more reliable. I mean, this is your best round so far. All the other races, you just seem to be out of the top 10 for some reason. Where it's just that you got caught up in incidents, or... I mean, I didn't see you in any incident reports. It just seemed like Monaco, you have... seems to be your thing. Maybe you're a street circuit merchant. That's what it is. You don't like tracks with far too much open space. But I mean, if there was a 30-second gap and I was able to go back into second place, then you probably dropped back quite a bit. So something happened to you. So we're going to have to wait for the results. But I'm quite shocked that I never lost second place, even stopping for that one. I mean, I probably ended up... Well, no, you pitted only like from a couple of seconds behind me, didn't you? So something must have happened to you. But maybe we can look at the lap charts and find out. 19 of 30. So Clive Loynes has now taken over the fastest lap of a 1:29.2. You wonder whether Clive Loynes is in the Lotus again. Cheater that he is. I mean, everyone in the Lotus is a cheater. I don't care what everybody says. So that's the gap. You can see him just going over the top of the hill. It's just as I come into turn one. Right, someone did take an eagle, which is Phil Thornton at the back. So second place. That's 10th place. And you got 7th place of Colin McDonald. 9th place of Mark Stone. And Phil Thornton, who only just makes it around the chicane. I mean, it's a pity that the replay thing was like that. I suppose if I had like the server replays, I could see everyone. So you can't really get a good picture of what's going on at any one time. Right, 2/3 of the race done. I've just done a 1:29.6. That's my fastest lap of the race. So we're not slowing down. I guess the ballast scores are on the main page for the season. And I think the ballast scores are the same for all divisions. I just sometimes try and avoid looking at the championship table to give spoilers, you know. So we've had... this is the 4th round. So we've had 4th place. A 2nd and a 3rd, I think. But I don't think we're going to get a win this season. But they had to be mad racing around here this day and age, especially with a chicane like this. I mean, who thought that was a good idea? At 22 of 30. It seems very hard to stay in the 129s. I think Alan Davis must have eked out another couple of seconds or something, because I didn't see him go up the top of the hill. But this has been a pretty lonely race as well. I've only seen, I think, 2 or 3 lapped cars. And I mean, you'd think in Monaco that you'd be passing cars all the time. Maybe it's... We didn't see, I think it position 16, I think. So there are 16 or so cars around here, apparently. It's just I've not seen very many of them. It seems to be the bogey corner. I mean, you're probably so surprised that you get out of the chicane alive. Maybe it's just the lack of braking markers to be able to judge how to go into the... Is it the gas works? Is that what that corner's called, I think? Of course, the swimming pool section hadn't been made yet, had it? There was no swimming pool. Only a harbour. I mean, the Monaco 66 version for R Factor 2 is probably one of my favourite renditions of it. I mean, it would be good if it was, you know, rehashed a bit, upscaled. But, another yellow flag. Oh, that is 13th place. Who has got it? It's braking wrong. That's Phil Thornton. So I'm coming up the main straight. That's Alan going up to turn 1. He's just going to go over the top of the hill. That's Phil. And that is me. So we've dropped back a little. With 6 laps to go. Pretty solid second place. I'm shocked. It's the first car I've seen in quite some time. So all in the same camera shot. Let's Phil pulls to one side. $25 of 30. I expected there to be more, I don't know, incidents, action. We do miss round 5 though. We don't take part in round 5. So I'm kind of curious to know, well, I don't really know what was happening in 2005. Oh, it's a bunch of cars. Is that Ben Summers ahead of me? I remember you had a red helmet. No, that's Alan Davis. And that's Mr. McDonald. Oh, that was a bit sketchy. Managed to hang on to it out of the chicane. I mean, the problem is you need... Oh! Did he just take out the leader? He did. You could have done a better job. Could have done a better job. I should have paid him more. Yeah, it is. I don't know how. Oh look, he's within sight now. After that incident, but. That's a bit of time. I mean, I don't know how they did it. It just seems like a... I mean, they obviously had to slow the cars down. I mean, they didn't slow the cars down, did they? If they had put a proper chicane in there, like it was a... I mean, they were, I suppose, slightly restricted with how much space they have. Because they're right next to the harbour. And they're kind of pressed up against buildings and stuff. Whoa! You don't like that corner, do you, Colin? Nearly matched my fastest lap of the race, that lap. When I saw the carrot in front of me. Lap 27 of 30. So you can see him just ahead. But I mean, you can gain so much time in that chicane by not being careful, by threading the needle, you know? And I mean, it just means that who's the bravest to go through there. I think I do have a slight lift. I come over the crest. I definitely come over the crest and then think, is the car settled enough? And then I floor it. But if the car is in any feels kind of slightly sideways, then I don't know, you just have to hold your breath. The car has to be settled. And 2 laps to go, and that is the leader in front. Just did my fastest lap of the race, 1:29.1. Ben has done the fastest lap of the race, a 1:28.6. Oh, scary. Suddenly Ferrari. Well, that's kind of scuppered my challenge for the lead then. I mean, the lap cars are coming at a perfect time to hold the leader up for me. But I've just run. No! No! Take your stop and go straight away. Straight away. We just lost 2nd place. We just lost 2nd place. With 2 laps to go. It was a lap car as well. Oh, that's annoying. And I won't get that back either. I bet it was Clive Loynes. Such a shame because it was heading towards a really big showdown, and then this lap cars kept getting involved. So that's an eagle ahead. That's not for position. 1 lap to go. Damn Grand Prix Legends and its dodgy hit detection. I mean, nowadays, that would have just been a nudge. Not a flipped on my head. You know? Sucked. We need 2nd place. I bet even the moderator doesn't say anything. It's going to be a racing incident or something. I mean, I'm just trying to think, well, could I have avoided it? I don't think I could. Because I would have been on full lock coming around that hairpin. And it's not like you can turn anymore. It just happened to be a Lotus sitting there when I came round. might have been. What might have been. That sucks. That sucks. That means that Ben, you must have dropped down the order. You did put in the fastest lap of the race by quite some margin. But you must have dropped down from third because that wasn't you that took the second place. Okay, let's have a look. So, an eventful Monaco in the end. So Monaco. So Festa. So Festa is Steve Peak. So I get third. Look how close the qualifying times were. 0.04 of a second. So Ben did get pole. You got pole by 128.5. So I don't know where that other Ferrari came from. Maybe he was sneaked in behind me. Because Alan Davis was third. Well, it doesn't look like anyone got any penalties for that incident at the last. But you were fourth. Only 23 seconds off the lead. So, not too bad, eh? Not too bad at all. Monaco, once again, proved to be an instant field race with lots of lovely crashes to look at. Alan Davis did it again. I'm not seeing my name. I'm not seeing my name. Oh, there we go. Guess works. Clive Loynes, Alan Davis and Neil Wood. A difficult one, this. Alan is closing the gap to Clive, who is under a blue flag. Clive is over to the outside of the bend as Alan comes... Oh, did Alan tip him through? Did Alan move him round? Alan is over to the outside of the bend as Alan comes through, but there's very little room, and they make what looked like warp contact. Clive could maybe have moved out of the way quicker, but Alan had come out of nowhere and taken him unawares, so there's no fault there. Alan could maybe have been a little more cautious, so I think it's 6 of 1.5 a dozen now. Neil comes upon the instant to find Clive at right angles in front of him. They crash, and Neil takes a shift down and stop and go. So it looks like he was under pressure from me. Let's just say that. He was under pressure from me, so he made his decision to dive up the inside of Clive at the last minute to get past. Spun him round. That lost me second place. Yeah. Annoying. Right, so I didn't actually take part in Rouen. I missed out Rouen. So this is the 6th of March 2005. I don't know what I was doing. Either I don't have the replay, or I didn't take part. It doesn't look like I took part, because I'm not on the list. So, Mark Stone won a race. Congratulations to Mark Stone, who won the race and proved that to win in Division 2, you've got to be driving a Cooper. Yes. Ben Summers took part. Ooh, I see a Ben Summers incident. Phil overtakes Ben, but cuts across him too quickly, leaving insufficient room. He hits Ben's right front and sends Ben on a long excursion down on the wrong side of the hay bales. Poor old Ben. Qualifying 12th. What is it about Monaco? Simon discos and appears to freeze on the track. The following driver, Dean Holloway, brakes hard instinctively and is hit by Ben Summers, who is following. Oh, another Ben Summers incident. Phil brakes too late and is up against the Polos. Maybe that's why you're 11th place, because you're caught up in all of this. He reverses back and moves off, but doesn't spot Ben coming around the corner to his right, and they tangle. Phil should have waited until the track was clear before rejoining. Having said that, Ben was in Phil's blind spot, and Ben should have slowed down a little, been more cautious on approach. Yes, Ben, you should have been more cautious on the approach. Ben. Right. Okay, next round. One of my favourites. Silverstone. So far, what have we got? We've got a second place. We've done 4 rounds. We've had a second place. 2 third places and a 4th. I think. So we're doing quite well. Now, do I decide to go with the flow and say I'm now going to take a Cooper? Or do I stick with my Ferrari? I'm apparently sticking with my Ferrari. I want the power. So, what's going to happen in this one? Silverstone's always either really, really exciting or really, really boring. I should change the title, shouldn't I? So this is round 6. Silverstone. There we go. Just wait for it to update. Any time now. I'm coming to the grid very late, it seems. I usually qualify quite well. No, I don't. I am way back in the pack. I am way back in the pack. Right. We can see who's in front of us. There's probably about 5 or 6 places in front. We've got a Jay Greenwood in a Ferrari. We have a Phil Thornton in an Eagle. We then have T. Robbie in a Ferrari. We then have Clive McDonald in a Brabham. We then have me in a Ferrari. Then we have Dean Holloway in a Honda. And that's what we have. I wonder if Ben's in this one. I've qualified quite far back. Ooh, a stunning start. We're going to grab a place off the line. We're going to grab the Ferrari. Have we got enough pace to get the Eagle? No! Oh, we were lucky with that. We were lucky with that. Might not mean that we're going to be carrying some damage there. So we're 10th from the line. Oh look, there's a Lotus spun. What a shame. I have no pity for you. So lots of Coopers. lots of Coopers to chase and pass. We need to pass this Brabham. I was very lucky with that incident at the start. There is a Ferrari upside down. It's Alan Davis! If he is upside down on lap 1 and comes back to win, I will be pissed. Right, so Lotus 35, Eagle 28, Ferrari 25, Brabham 15. It's Cooper stop and go, Honda stop and go. Yeah, Cooper's going to win this race. Oh, this is getting a little tight. Two drivers going side by side. Need to pass this Brabham. Can I get over the top of this Brabham into the last turn? I can. Should be up to 8th place when we cross the line. Nope, 6th place. We're going to pass this Cooper straight away. We're up to 5th. It's a bit of a lonely camera there, isn't it? Right, so it does say 6th place. I think I'm probably in. So 2 Ferraris. Right. This is interesting. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. I wonder whether one of them's got a head. All of the drivers are going to be on the same strategy. Can't quite make it on. This is Paul Skingley. We've got this bunch. They're holding me up at the moment. Oh dear. That was a bit scary. Got a Cooper trying to overtake me around the outside now. Skingley is trying to overtake this Eagle on the grass. Not sure where that Brabham came from. So we did have the top 5 in camera shot there. But unfortunately I've been dropped back from the pack. Paul Skingley has got past the Eagle in front. So that's third. Oh, is that the Eagle gone? That is the Eagle gone. So it's a Ferrari 1, 2, 3 and 4. Only problem is this guy back here. He just needs to stay within 25 seconds of the leader, and he's won. So, the leader, who I guess could be Phil Boatman. Fastest lap time so far is a 1:29.4. I've just done a 1:30.4. So, I'm in 4th. Paul Skingley's in 3rd. We then have Phil Boatman in 2nd. And Andrew Hodgson in 1st. Peter Boatman. So that's 1st. That's 2nd. That's 3rd. And that's 4th. This is unheard of. But I still reckon that Cooper has got a good chance of winning this race. So, lap 4 of 24. It's going to go very quick now. It's just a pity we got kind of a bit bulked by that Eagle. Now the leader has done a 1:29.0 for the fastest lap. I'm able to keep up with Paul Skingley. I've just done a 1:29.29. So not hanging around. But we got a bit of distance to catch. And I suppose it all really depends on how you do your in-lap. I suppose it helps that I've got a drafting partner, doesn't it? There's second. That's third, and that's me in fourth. So I think Mark Stone is about maybe 4 seconds behind me, I think. The car's still sitting on the side there. Not sure why. We should be able to tell from this long shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Not too bad. I have a feeling that I may be getting a little frustrated with Paul Skingley. Going for a move up the inside. Hasn't quite come up. I don't know whether Paul Skingley was the one that I collided with at the start, or who collided with me. It was a Ferrari, I know that. But you could probably say that I'm being held up at the moment, because I'm all over Paul. I went for a look up the inside, but I didn't feel good enough on the brakes. The car is still there on the outside. I wonder what happened to them. Maybe their dinner was ready or something. That's the leader. No, that's second place. Oh, he's made a mistake. He's made a mistake. Have I got enough pace to get round him? I do! Third place. Right, now we have to catch second. Straight fight between two Ferraris in front. Lap 7 of 24. I mean, I must have just had a real mare in qualifying. You know, imagine if I had qualified a bit further up. But it seems to be my trait. Even to this day, I don't think I'm a good qualifier. That's first. Oh, is that second? And is that me? That's probably me locking my tyres. If I had qualified further up, I could have been winning this by now. So, we have Peter Boatman in second, and we have Andrew Hodgson in first. Andrew Hodgson is actually my teammate, I think. Although, it does say in the the list of teams that he might not be my teammate because I switched teams to something else. I don't remember switching teams. So I'm actually the fastest car on the circuit at the moment. I done a 129.02. So this is a Ferrari fight. Can't see the Cooper. The Cooper may have dropped back too far. So I'm looking at the back of the field. I cannot see a Cooper. Has the Cooper dropped too far back to even have a hope of getting into the top 5? Or even the top 4, rather. He has the pit stop advantage. Now at this point you would want to pit at the last possible moment, wouldn't you? Because you're eking out the gaps between the cars. Now, obviously back then I wasn't to know anything of what's happening behind the car behind me. So planning strategy was just like take a bit of a punt, really. Hang on a minute. There's a Cooper. I wonder if Paul Skingley has taken an early pit stop. But we should be able to gauge how far behind that Cooper is on the long camera shot. First, second. And this is me in third. I mean, if he's more than 5 seconds, he probably won't appear in the long camera shot, I don't think. Let's see if we can time it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 seconds. One Ferrari coming in for a pit stop. So we're now up to second place because Peter Backman has now come in for his pit stop. Whoa, steady on there, Neil. Peter Boatman did put in his fastest lap of the race, which was a 128.5. Where's this pace come from? The race is probably about to settle down now. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a half. So I'm doing 129s, 129 low. The leader is doing around about the same. Can we hang on to this second or third place? I think we've probably got third. That's the leader coming into the pits. No, that's me coming into the pits. And that's the leader ahead of me. Stop revving your engine, you prat. Hopefully I left before that Brabham. Right, let's see where we are. Peter Boatman is over there, so we're probably going to be back in third. It'd be nice to see how it is shaken out though, across the line. So that Brabham has made up a chunk of time through the pit stops, because it's saying he's just behind me for position. Got Peter Boatman there, and you got Andrew Hodgson still in the same order. Saying I've dropped down to 5th now. But what am I going to be when I cross the line? It's saying 6th. 6th place. Right, question is, where is this Cooper? Because he's the danger man. So, Stone is coming through turn 2. No, turn 3. That's Hodgson coming through turn 3. That's Peter Boatman coming through turn 3. And that's me coming through turn 3. So, I think he may have pitted. But the chase is on to catch that Cooper. And I thought, I don't know whether Mark Stone, if he's done his pit stop, he's still ahead of the leader. I don't think he would have been. So he may drop back between Peter and me. No. So I did a 2:03 with my pit stop. And then after my pit stop I just did the fastest lap I've ever done, which is 28.8. Still about 3/10 off the fastest lap of the race there. But we have a carrot to chase. But we are chasing the driver that has done the fastest lap of the race, so... I have a bad feeling that my engine may not survive this race. Because I should really be changing up at 10,000 RPM, but I'm changing up at 10.5. I'm really pushing it. Right, so we got Peter Boatman, Hodgson. So Stone is through turn 2. There's Hodgson turn 2. There's Peter Boatman turn 2. And it's me turn 2. I am getting closer to Peter, I think. So we may be able to get on the podium. It's only lap 14 of 24. But it does, particularly this race, it doesn't look like I'm very tentative, does it? It looks like I have quite a lot of confidence at Silverstone. Whenever I've made a passing manoeuvre, it's always been like, I'm coming through, you know? But I'm definitely closing. Lap 15 of 24. A little. He's gone shallow a bit to that corner, which is going to slow him down. And I think particularly at Silverstone, it kind of works against you if you go shallow to some of the corners. Am I going to mention that I have the wrong team name for this season? Mention to who? I mean, this is so far back, I don't know, because it's all linked in the, you know, the person that maintains the UKGPL site, it's all linked in the database and stuff, so, I mean, I just can't think why I would leave my own team to then join Team Red Things. Whether it was an automatic thing or something, because I was always in the Ferrari. I don't know. I mean, I'll look up the table at the end of the season and see what Team Red Things is doing, but I mean, WP Motorsports is my team. I made it. It seems very, very strange that the team owner leans his own team and then joins something else. But it's 20 years ago, so I don't know what I did. I know at some particular point the person that I set up the team with, they either left the league or I had a disagreement with them. So maybe I did leave my own team. But not to know. It's going to be a fight until the end. We've lap 17 of 24. This is a fight for third. It still looks like Mark Stone is leading though, because I can see a Ferrari ahead of the car ahead of me. So the Cooper was definitely not nerfed enough for Silverstone. Because he could basically do laps back in 5th place and then come through to win the thing. That's a Ferrari. That's a lapped Ferrari. Right, is this Honda going to hold anyone up? Yes! He's going to hold me up. That's an unfortunate place to catch him. I always seem to... I think the Honda engine sounds so bloody awful that you don't want to come across one. It sounds like a hairdryer. No! I think we got a wheel on the grass or something. Might have, maybe it was a dodgy down change or something. No, he just spun up the rear tyres. We're just pushing too hard. Hell of a recovery though. Sorry, Mr. Honda. Sorry, Dean. There's Mark Stone in the lead. Well, that's probably battle over then for 4th place. Unless Peter makes a mistake. No, I was just pushing way too hard. Maybe you thought I had it covered by trying to 4-wheel drift through some of these turns and just lost a bit of traction with the rear right. Oh, off the Ferrari goes. I scared him off the road. Unfortunately, that's not for a position. But I am definitely still pushing. So I lost... so I was probably doing 129s, 130s. I lost about 5 seconds in that spin. Let's see what's happening up front. So Peter Boatman still in 3rd. Andrew Hodgson still in 2nd. Mark Stone in 3rd. So Mark Stone is coming up to turn 2. I mean, Andrew is catching him because Andrew is doing 128s. But I think he's just going to run out of laps. Mark Stone's got another one. That blasted Cooper. It should have been given like a 10-second pit stop. I mean, I don't... See, here's the thing. I mean, the Cooper was probably the most... I would say the most neutral handling car. It wasn't... It was definitely one of the easiest of the bunch. But I mean, was it really that slow in a straight line? I don't know. I'm back in the 128, so I'm still pushing, but fortunately I've got a hell of a gap to close. I can still see Peter Boatman in front. So obviously the only hope is that he makes a mistake. Yeah, that's him over there. So this circuit seems to be kind of similar to what Zandvoort is, that you need to get the nose in. But the disadvantage, as opposed to Zandvoort, is that with Silverstone you need a bit of rear slip, it seems, because the turns don't have a lot of banking. We don't want to run out of fuel now, do we? But you see, with my gear changes, I am really running this thing to the limit. But I think I've just run out of laps to catch Peter, so I'm catching him again. But I'm just going to run out of time. This is lap 21 of 24. The sound is being very glitchy at the moment. I did that yesterday as well. Two laps. I want a podium, it seems. I want this podium. Right, let's see where... See, Andrew Hodgson is there. Mark Stone is still plugging away in the lead. I mean, I get why they did it, is to give drivers a free choice of car. But in some respects it just seems a little bit disingenuous that someone can be slower in a slower car, come out of the pit stops and just run away with the victory, you know? But that's just sour grapes on my part, because I can't drive a Cooper that fast. Because it's probably mainly because my chosen car is one of the fastest ones. That's why I'm so salty about it. If my chosen car was the Cooper, I'd be laughing. It's a yellow flag from somewhere. That is Peter Boatman. We have just gone straight onto the podium. So he done something very similar to me. He didn't seem to light up the tyres. It looked like he turned in too early and hit the curb. And here is me saying thank you very much for that third place. There's Dean or David Howe, I can't remember which. Andrew. Ooh. They're within visual range of each other now, look. I'm going to focus on that battle, I think. He's got one lap to grab the lead. Come on, Andrew. This lap car is going to decide this. Yeah, because he's going to be on the apex for Andrew. Fucking horrendous driving. Baz, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. You just ruined the battle for the lead. That was horrendous driving. Horrendous. So it was like you were sitting around kind of wondering, oh, what shall I do? What shall I do? I'm gonna let the leader through. But then I'm just going to kind of wander about. On the apex. Ah, it was all looking so good. It was all looking so good. I wonder if there's going to be words said in the moderator's report. I was looking forward to that battle. I was looking forward to it. But not to be. I think with Silverstone particularly, a lap car should just stick to the racing line. Third place. Third place. There we go. Considering where we started, I think that wasn't too bad. But had a little nudge at the start, which threw my car up in the air, and it thankfully came down and didn't drop me on my head. So we haven't finished out of the top 4 yet, which is a bloody miracle. Right, let's see what the moderator has to say. Right, third place. So in the end, Andrew Hodgson finishes 1.8 behind the leader. He had a chance to beat him on the last lap, but didn't. Peter Boatman gets a 2-place penalty for something. I'm wondering whether if it was him that I collided with at the start. Alan Davis gets 2-place penalty. Ooh. Interesting. And Ben gets a 1-place penalty. Finishes in 17th. What did you do, Ben? What did you do? Congrats to Mark on his 2nd consecutive win. Perhaps the championship isn't cut and dried after all. Not a bad race event-wise. Just a few incidents. Lap 1, turn 3. Alan is following Clive and tries to overtake down the inside where there isn't enough room. Bit ambitious for lap 1. And 2-place penalty for Alan Davis. Simon Loynes and Ben Summers. Ben is far over on the left of the corner, lap 1, turn 1. And moves over to the centre, hitting Simon, who is alongside going for the pass. This sends Simon flying. However, Simon was also moving from the racing line over to the right to the centre when they collided. I think this is 60-40 Ben's versus Simon's fault. So it's a 1-place penalty to Ben and a warning to Simon. Naughty Ben. Naughty. Turn 1, Tim Robbie. It was Tim Roby, or Robbie, that I collided with. Tim is following Phil and brakes too late, tapping Phil and turning into Neil's path. So he gets 2 places lost for that. Lap 1, turn 5, Peter Boatman and Alan Davis. Phil is following Alan and brakes too late for the intercorner. He hits Alan rear tire and sends Alan off. So that's how Alan ended up on his head. Yeah. But I managed to pass Peter anyway, so I mean, if I'd been behind him, I would have got that 3rd place just by penalties. But interesting one. This Peter pulls in and stops. Then he rolls forward slowly for the next 18 seconds before taking off. By my reckoning, that's 7 seconds short, which is 21-second time penalty. And this is not a good pit stop, as he only stopped for a couple of seconds and spent the rest of the time moving forward. I'm giving Peter the benefit of the doubt here, but I think that the time he saved probably put him ahead of Clive Loynes at the finish, and this isn't really fair. He rolled through his entire pit stop. Doesn't say in the rules. Yeah, it does. You need to be stopped for your pit stop. How could you get that wrong? Maybe he went off to have a cup of tea or something and just left the car rolling down the hill. He forgot that the Silverstone pit lane was a hill and not completely flat. Completely weird. Weird. Right, okay. So that was round 6. We've got 7 and 8 to go. So it's Nordschleife next. So we haven't finished outside the top 4, which is an absolute shocker. So this is round 7. Right, we are back. And we have our Iron Brew. Yummy! I don't know why. It has such a weird taste. Such a weird taste, but I still like it. And we also have a bagel to soak up all the acidic soda pop. I don't like the fact that we're playing some dramatic music, though. Okay. So I haven't finished off outside 4th place. With 2 rounds to go, although I didn't record the last 2 rounds. Whether I took part in them, I do not know. But this one seems awfully short. It might mean that I didn't get a lot of practice in. But guess what car I'm in? I'm in a Ferrari. So this race is always annoying to view on replay, particularly with the add-on graphic update to this track, because all the trees get in the way. So it looks like we are maybe 5th on the grid, 4th on the grid. Let's have a look. So it's Phil Thornton. I think there's probably someone over here who, shock horror, is in an Eagle. Then we got Mark Stone in a Cooper. Alan Davis in a Cooper. And then you got me in a Ferrari. So Lotus 35-second pit stop. Eagle 20. Ferrari 25. Why? Why? Brabham 20, Cooper at least 10. Why does the Ferrari get a huge pit stop? And we've got Clive Loynes in the cheating Lotus behind me. Okay. And then we got Ben Summers back at the back of the grid. He obviously didn't want to qualify very well. So I need track position on the Eagle. That Lotus decided to... That is not fair. Not fair. You could maybe call that wall riding, but that is bollocks. Absolute bollocks. See, where is this Lotus? Here, right. Now, is this Lotus lagging at this point? I think that's not on. He basically overtook me running around the running around the fence. Bad. But we are fourth. He spun anyway. Never mind. Never mind. So, I need to gain 15 seconds on these Coopers. So I'm in 4th place at the moment. So we've got Mark Stone in 3rd. We've got Alan Davis in 2nd. We don't know who's in 1st at the moment. We have Phil that is dropping back behind me. So out of this 5 laps, unless I can pass these Coopers, and gain 15 seconds on them, I'm screwed. Now, I've never really been good at Nordschleife in driving lessons. But this is where we learn, well, a lot of us learn how to drive it. But presumably, if I mean, there's really like some more Coopers and Hondas are further back. They're going to jump ahead in the pit stops and stuff, but because the Nürburgring is such a long track, you can gain so much lap time. Not just a couple of seconds in the lap. Could be like 15 seconds in a lap. Car's definitely looking a little tail happy. So we are chasing Mark Stone. Looked like we forgot what that corner was then. So you basically got to hang on to this Cooper until the main straight, really. Then you can just breeze past it. Meanwhile, second place is pulling away. Wait for an 8-minute lap just to pass the car on the main straight. We're into sector 2. So Phil Thornton isn't too far behind. So he hasn't dropped 5 seconds. And the Eagle gains 5 seconds on the Ferrari at the pit stop. That's Alan Davis run off the track now. I did think about going up the inside there. Didn't quite judge that. It was a bit kind of like after you, no after you. Just helped Alan Davis get away. Right. Can we draft past this Cooper? How far back is the Eagle? A couple of seconds, maybe? I don't think we're going to do it. Close enough. that was a bit close. She lost just the opportunity to draft down the main straight. So there's another lap stuck behind a Cooper. Lap 2 of 5. So the first lap was an 8:44. Mark Stone did an 8:44. Alan Davis did an 8:42. I don't know. Oh, I'm now in third. I don't know who it was that came off the track. Mark Stone makes a mistake and I follow him. Much faster. I'm so much faster. Scary. I mean, I probably wouldn't have been able to hold that position anyway. Probably got penalised for it. I've got an eagle breathing down my neck. That's just overreacted. Got a bit of oversteer and then counter steered a bit too much. Definitely quicker than this Cooper. Now, in this instance, I should pit now. Give myself some clear track so that I'm not having to wait behind this Cooper. I don't know whether there was pit windows or anything. So I don't know whether you couldn't pit in the first lap or so, but I should have pitted. And if I can't stay close enough to get past on the back straight, then I should head into the pits. Whether I was thinking that 20 years ago, I do not know. I think all those years ago, I don't think force feedback was activated on my wheel. All I used to race Grand Prix Legends was a centering spring on the wheel, which in today's day and age, I don't know how I would do it. I don't know how far ahead Alan Davis is. Is that Alan Davis up there? It is. He's got the nice clean track. I think I'm the fastest on track at the moment. Out of this top 3 anyway. It's just I keep making mistakes. It's definitely holding me up now. Right, now I'm definitely close enough to draft past. Bit naughty, really. He kind of held the center of the track. That was the leader. And he gets ahead of me. Prick. Absolute prick. So I'm pitting from... So Alan Davis pits. Mark Stone pits. I can probably feel a little hard done by. I was the fastest car in that top 3. And basically the leader came off the track, spun round, punted me off, and then was able to rejoin like nothing had happened in front of me. And then I had the opportunity to draft second place down the straight, but he moved to the centre of the track, and it meant that I couldn't go down either side of him. There just wasn't enough room. So I don't know. Frustrating when you think about it. But it looked like I'm probably been knocked down to about 5th, 6th place, maybe. So we're being followed by Baz West. We're not really concerned about Baz West because we're obviously a pit stop in front. But that was an agonising 25 seconds. So we've been passed by Dean Holloway, Mike Chapman. So I've lost 2 positions in the pit stops. But at least I've got a clear track now. Excuse me. So the fastest lap of the race was done by the Mark Stone, 8:38. Now you would hope that now I've got clear track, I should be able to do we lost another position. Another 2 positions. So that lovely clear track we wanted has just been screwed. So we've now got Ben Summers in the Cooper in front of us and a Honda. I'm going back to my old... Oh, that's a shift up. Going to my old frustrations. I remember at the beginning seasons, it would be like you'd have one accident and then it would just keep going and going and going. You just keep making more mistakes because you've just become too frustrated, and that's what this looks like it is. Right, that's the Honda out my way. So are we following that Lotus that nearly missed us? I think we are. It's Clive Loynes, the driver that passed us completely off the track. I do hope that we do see a warning in the moderator's report for that. 20 years ago. Because that didn't seem very sportsmanlike. So I think I'm at least down in, what, 7th now? Oh, the light spins out my way. Brilliant. Nice clear track. But this lap is going to be a disaster because we've got to stop for a stop and go as well. So we're now full of race fuel because we had to reset our car. So we're in no worry of running out of fuel. The car does look very pointy though. Doesn't look very stable. Right, so we come up to the carousel. Ben Summers has just exited the carousel. Baz West is coming into the carousel that I've just left. I mean, it's only a stop and go, so am I going to lose another position? Slight yellow flag. That might mean Ben had a little bit of a accident. I'm keeping an eye on the fastest laps as well. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing one of them because of all the accidents and stuff that happened. Flipping over and losing a wheel. It's amazing how you can be frustrated at your own performance 20 years ago. That you know now that you could have done way better. If you just kind of calm down a bit. Now I tried to get Grand Prix Legends to actually work with my current wheel setup because I wanted to see what it was like with force feedback, but the force feedback didn't activate, so it seemed a bit pointless even having to try. Even with it loading all of the plugins and what have you, it just didn't seem to activate it with direct drive. So I know a lot of other people have got Grand Prix Legends to work many years later, but so even if we pass this car in front, we were going to lose the position anyway because we got to stop in the pits on what will be start of lap 4 of 5. But we will see how many positions we've dropped down. I wonder when Ben ahead has actually pitted. So we're gonna... Well, that's our answer. So we're gonna get away from Ben. Now we were in 7th place, but are now, I think, we're gonna be in 6th. And this Eagle has got out in front of us. Through the pit stop cycle. So this is going to be a challenge for 5th place. I mean, we were challenging for 3rd at one point, but it all went horribly wrong. So our streak of being in the top 4 is over, unless something dramatic happens. Come on, Phil, for fuck's sake. Now, was I legitimately allowed that? I was probably coming from a bit too far back, but I was committed here. But it was already gone, so I panicked and took to the grass and could not get the thing stopped, so that was my fault. Frustration creeping in again, and then Ben Summers after his pit stop passes me, so I'm back to 7th place with 2 laps to go. So that was frustration creeping in. I wanted to get past, didn't want to be stuck behind someone again. Just seemed to be the story of this race so far. But I fully consider this track not to really be a racing circuit. Because you can be considerably faster than the car behind and not have a hope of passing. Because the guy in front's not gonna let you pass. He's not gonna play ball. They're gonna want track position, whatever. And especially back then, when you were racing on this circuit, particularly with the netcode of Grand Prix Legends, it was just too much. You couldn't even get close to another car. And I remember vividly. Yay! There we go. I remember vividly when starting R-Factor 1 for the first time and doing our first online racing with a few friends, and it was like a game changer, because the fact that we were racing in what was fictional GT cars, but we were bumping doors, and it was like, what? We've never been able to do this. We've never been able to have contact with other cars, and very, very slight contact as well, without the physics engine just, putting you into orbit or flipping your car over or something. And it was just like, what is this? Alright, so now I'm following another car again. So we're up to 6th place now. And this is Ben Summers ahead. So is Ben Summers going to finish ahead of me? I want this 5th place, Ben. Can I have 5th place? Nope. Not allowed. I was a bit tentative there. I have a feeling I could have probably accelerated past, but I didn't. Maybe the feeling slightly worried about more contact in this race. But I mean, the netcode issues from this game have carried over to subsequent iterations. I mean, you could have contact in the NASCAR games, like NASCAR 2003, which is basically what the physics engine of this was built upon for those games. You could have slight contact, but wheel-to-wheel contact, obviously with open wheelers, was... you just couldn't do it. And I mean, iRacing then built upon this physics base. And that's kind of now infamous, being having netcode problems. Didn't feel like going into the banking there. Right, we'll see if we can get close enough to Ben in the final portion of the lap. We'll see whether he hogs the centre of the track. On what is probably the only passing place on the track. So I did my first lap, which was an 8:43. The second and third lap was a bit of a disaster. I never got a clean second lap. Oh, Ben's off the track. Because one of them was a pit stop. The third lap was a stop and go, which ended up being a 9:25. Because that had me rolling over and losing a wheel. Right, am I close enough to Ben to draft down the back straight? It's going to be close. Don't think I'm going to get there. Right, last lap. Right, 6th place. So we've got 2 cars ahead of us. 3 cars. So Ben Summers in 5th. Chapman and Davis in 3rd. So every single one of the cars for position. So 6th, 5th, 4th and 3rd. But as we've seen from the previous 4 laps, doesn't matter if there's like cars in front of you. You just cannot pass them. So it's a Cooper, a BRM, a Cooper and then me in the Ferrari. So is one of these cars going to make a mistake and am I going to get caught up in it? Ben goes round. That's 1 place up to top 5. I would like to think that's me pressurizing Ben into a mistake. Right, so that's 1 down. We now have a BRM to contend with, which is going to be slow as shit. We're heading up the banking. Do not spin. Do not spin. Do not spin. Right. Well, Mark Stone is probably out in the lead. He was able to do an 8:28. I was able to do an 8:47. I don't really think it was a clean lap though. There goes the BRM! No! Come on now. And it looked like Ben Summers just sneaked through there. I'm not having any luck. So he came up to this corner. So this is 4th place. That's 3rd. So he came up to this corner. Bottomed out, it looks like. Hit the grass. Came over the hill. Smash. I mean, is he holding the brake? Is he holding the brake? It's... I can see a car spinning ahead. Do you think if someone had held the brake from here and ping-ponged and ended up... Look, he's halfway up the track and he gets ping-ponged straight back into... And I just cannot avoid him. And then Ban says... Thank you very much. Oh, that's frustrating. And Mick Chapman just drives off like nothing has happened. How annoying. I hate it when it really gets my goat when the person that causes the accident is the one that's least affected. Oh, that is... And now I'm going to be stuck behind this car for an entire lap. I mean, it's probably going to be deemed a racing incident. Hang on to it, Neil. No! No! I swear, this race is killing me. Back down to 7th. I mean, I don't know whether if I'm going to be featured in the moderator's report. Right, 1 down. Back to 6th. We've got to pass this eagle again for what seems like the 20th time. Thankfully, those signs aren't solid. Alright, we got half a lap to get past. And I don't have the straight line speed advantage down the straight. I mean, I'm so frustrated from myself 20 years ago. This has been a race to forget. Oh no! I mean, I let him go, so it's not like I took advantage of that. It looks like he slowed so much, caught me out. I am getting pissed off for 20 years ago. This guy is all over the road. So it looks like he spins up. I'm trying to slow down to avoid him. And just nerf into him. And again, I'm going to wait for him to start again. I mean, I don't know whether I'm going to be penalised for all of this. But you can see how damn frustrated I am. I'm like, just get out the way. I don't know how much faster I am than him. He's only done an 8:40 at his fastest lap. I mean, I know I can get past him. Whoa, 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 whoa. No. No! I might as well just bloody fast forward to the end of this. This is frustrating watching this. I've only got a lot of last few corners, so... Back down to 7th. It's just such a crappy circuit to race on. Particularly in this game, with this netcode. It just wasn't really a good thing. Now, wouldn't it be funny if I blow my engine over here? I think I said fuck it and I full throttled it. Because you usually have to lift over the crest. But I said, no, I've had enough. I've had an absolute enough. At some points I was the fastest car by quite some margin, but circumstances. Yep. Utter frustration. Utter frustration. Yep, that's what that was. That was a pissed off person 20 years ago. Right, let's assess the damage in the moderator's room. It's not going to be good. Could have done so much better. Right, so Mark Stone comes away with the win. Dean Holloway comes away with 2nd place. Alan Davis is 3rd. So the Coopers again, look. The Cooper came from 11th place to 3rd. Ben does come home in 4th. Phil is 5th. Mick is 6th. Baz is 7th. I've been docked 3 places for all of that. Well done to Mark Stone on the win for closing the gap right up to Alan Davis. Championship could now go either way, particularly now that news has leaked out that more senior drivers were struggling with fitness towards the end of the grueling ring race. Rumours abound that he may also miss the race next to Mosport. Watch this space. Congrats to Dean Holloway, who drove a faultless, patient race while taking advantage of others falling off and the fact that Miss Fujikawa's machinery didn't need a pit stop. Well-deserved 2nd place. Right, here we go. Strap in. Phil Thornton and Neil Wood. Neil tries a pass on the grass, half on the track, but it wasn't really on, and they collide. There's no position gained and no damage caused, but it's still an ambitious overtake. Overtaking at the ring is virtually impossible, and I think impatience overcame judgment in Neil's case. Well, yes. In that case, yes. Ben pitted 4 seconds short, means a time penalty for 12 seconds. Didn't really make a difference. Lap 5. Neil is following Phil and rear ends him as they round a corner. Again, no real harm done. It's only a gentle shunt, so I'm again reducing the penalty to 1 place. So another penalty. Neil is following Phil, who goes wide to the right and left hand. Neil goes through a gap, but unfortunately unable to keep his car from drifting to the right as well, and he rear ends Phil. I'm reducing the penalty to 1 place because there wasn't a gap, no position were gained, and lack of control by Neil was contributed. Yeah, so it was all due to stuff I done. There was nothing about me colliding with drivers that have. I mean that is frustrating. Knowing that there were other incidents in that race where I was not the beneficiary. So that incident in turn 1 where it was quite obvious. I don't know where Clive Loynes came from, whether he was a couple of positions back, but he missed turn 1, ran round the fence and was able to come out in front of me into turn 2. He was overtaking cars off the track by what we call rail riding, which is basically using the fence and taking the corner faster than you would be able to. No mention of that at all. And then no mention of the incident with the BRM, which I collided with. So, don't know. Don't really know. So I don't know whether you kind of get a vibe of some of the moderators that will be very diligent and go through the replay themselves, I think. But then there's moderators that only just take up incidents that are reported. You know, whether or not I just didn't report some of these things, hard to know. Hard to know. But that was what could have been much better. I ended up with 11th place. 4th place was on the cards there, but that's such a frustrating race to watch. Because there were so many things that were just not going my way, basically. But yeah. Right, we have one left. One race left. We have plenty of time to do this. Are we going to do this now, are we? We're going to do this. Sometimes Grand Prix Legends won't remember that it's supposed to start up in a window. And it will keep starting up. Well, starts up second time in a window on my second monitor. Old games, eh? Old games. Right. We've got one more race to go that I captured anyway, which is round 8. So let's make sure we get this right. Now, Mossport has always been relatively good. I've had a couple of good results going astray because of drivers rear-ending me or just being caught up in other people's accidents. That was normally the case. So I would say it's probably going to be okay. I don't know whether I'm going to be so frustrated from the last time out. So we should be around maybe April time in 2005. for these races. I believe there are 2 races after Mosport, which will be add-on tracks, I think. So we will see. But as I say, I normally have done pretty well at Mosport, but there's no guarantee. So the streak has been broken. I'd finished in the top 4 every race that I competed in, and then came the Nordschleife, where it was just frustration after frustration. So, I mean, it kind of rubbed it in a bit. The moderator said we were racing on a track which is virtually impossible to pass on. So, why are we racing there? Why are we racing there? It's not a racing track. So, on the grid, a bit further up the grid than I am usually, there is a Lotus in front there. There's a Ferrari beside me. Now, with this add-on, there's usually a start man, but the start man doesn't seem to appear on this graphical update. So, it's Clive Loynes. Oh, this Ferrari driver, this Lotus driver rather, is annoying the hell out of me. So, we know that the Lotus has to stop for 35, the Eagle 25, the Ferrari 25, the Brabham 15, the Cooper only has to stop for 5, the Honda does a stop and go, and the BRM doesn't have to stop at all. So, watch out for the Coopers, because there's probably going to be quite a few of them. So, Paul Skingley in the Ferrari in 2nd. I'm in the Ferrari in 3rd. Then we got Phil Thornton, that guy that I collided with so much in that last race, who, if I'm ahead of him, I'm going to beat him in the pit stops because we've got an equal pit stop. And then Ben Summers is near the back there. But I don't know who's going to be in the middle. Let's see if we can look at it from this point of view. It's hard to tell how good they seem to get a better jump than some of them. There's a snaky Lotus in front, and then the cars appear behind. So we lost that position to the Eagle. Let's go on board for the first few laps. So, 4th place. So it's a straight fight between the Ferrari and the Eagle here. The Lotus is going to be taking 10 seconds more in the pits. So you want to hope that this Lotus isn't going to hold us up whilst Paul Skingley gets away in the Ferrari. This track is notorious for it being hard to pass on. See, I'm all over the back of this Eagle. So there's just not enough like short straights and things to get a run on a car in front. It's always the problem. So fastest lap for Paul Skingley, 1:28.1. Phil goes wide, so he can make all the mistakes in the world, but the track is always going to be blocked. I did a 129.9, so the leaders are getting away whilst I'm stuck behind this Eagle. So couldn't quite beat him on the brakes over the hill. That probably is one of the only... I mean, you can overtake there, but you have to be really confident on the brakes. This short straight is not really enough to get alongside. If you get momentum out of one, you can get up the inside through two. So that one of the hopes is that you pressure someone off the track. But the front two are absolutely getting away. Very hard to get an overlap coming up because there's a crest. So that car can defend all the way up until this section here. Now you need to be right up on the boot lid of that car in front to even be in a hope of being in the slipstream. But if the car holds the centre of the track, you've got no hope of getting past. So looks like this is going to be a frustrating race. And Mark Stone is going to sit back there and he's probably going to win this. So he's going to sit back there in fifth, and he's probably going to take the win because all the cars in front have at least 20 seconds in pit stops ahead of him. So well, no, not 20 seconds. No, it is 20 seconds because the Cooper only has to stop. It's so difficult to get any kind of run. And that car in front has always got the inside for the next turn, so... I mean, this is the... I'd imagine I would have been shouting, going, just get out the way, I want to make progress. But because he got track position at the start, then I'm left to suffer for the remainder of this race, because getting past here is so difficult. And as before as well, the car in front can make all the mistakes in the world, but the track's always going to be blocked. Unless they make any particular mistake on exit or something, losing momentum, which can probably give you some kind of a chance, but... Right, the leader's done a 123.5. I have done a fastest lap of 124.8, but I'm now doing 125, so we're dropping 2 seconds a lap to the leaders. I think frustration may take over. You see, in like the only passing place where you could pass, the car which has apparently got an equal pit stop is well, he's pitting early. What the fuck? I thought, oh, I'm going to get away with this. What is that? Was that just a pit stop gone wrong? But at least he's clear. At least I've now got track position and I'm now in third. But what the hell? But again, we've got Mark Stone behind us in the Cooper. I have to literally gain 20 seconds on Mark behind in order to keep track position over him. At best, I am doing a 124. He is able to match me with a 124. So you can say bye-bye to this third place. So at best, I'm looking maybe at a fourth, a fifth. And I think it's particularly frustrating watching this kind of in third person, if you will. And I imagine it probably was as frustrating when you were driving it because, I mean, you see less information than I can see now in hindsight. I could only see who was in front and who was behind, so I had to gauge my strategic decisions on who was in front and who was in behind. So that was also a thing. But the frustrating thing for me watching this after the fact is the obviously the bounce of performance they put in to try and tighten things up, giving the most powerful cars a huge pit stop to overcome, and the lesser powerful cars less of a pit stop. But as we've seen in the entire season, ooh, that wasn't good. As we've seen with the entire season, you can just take what is supposedly, and I'm gonna, because you can't see me on webcam, but you put in inverted commas less powerful cars. So someone could take a Cooper, be just as fast as people in the high power cars, start in 10th place and come away and win the whole thing. So it wouldn't matter whether the higher powered cars, again in quotes, whether they can qualify ahead of you. You would just come across and win it just by lapping around at the same pace as them. So it was a flawed system. But I don't know how else you could have done it. If you wanted to give everyone free car choice, but you always seem to be kind of handicapped if you wanted to maybe take the higher powered cars. But I don't know how you'd get around it unless you'd have to have like player specific handicaps. That's the only way you could do it. So the person that has taken the Cooper and started 10th every single round and won every single round, because that's basically what's happened. There's been nobody this season, I think, that has taken anything other than a Cooper that has won. So from that, you could probably say that the system is flawed. So the only way would be to impose personalised pit stops. So on championship positions, that's the only BOP you could possibly do. So the people that are starting 10th and ending up winning the races every single round would have like maybe a pit stop that would keep incrementing. So you would start off at the base level, and then you would have 5 seconds added every time you finished. In the top 3, top 6, top 10, whatever. Because doing it by chassis just seemed, I don't know. I don't think it worked out as fair. Now I can obviously feel myself being frustrated at this, 20 years after the fact. But we are coming to the end of the my seasons in UKGPL, and I seem to remember. So here we come in for my pit stop. We're going to wait here, and we're going to be watch all of the Coopers and things pass us. So there's one of them. It's a really laggy Honda. Still waiting. So 25 seconds is a long time in race time to give away. And there's a BRM that does not have to stop at all. So are we going to get stuck behind this Honda? That worked out absolutely fucking awful. So we pitted from second place back into the pack. So we were doing 25s. We are now behind someone that has done a 25 in the past. But, I mean, with all the kind of the modern widgets and stuff that we have nowadays, you would be able to predict where you would come out. So you would find a gap. But back then, this was just pure luck. So, thinking back into when we did these races... Oh, Honda has thankfully speared himself off the track. Because I started in Season 3 back in year 2000. And we were on Season 10, which is the year 2005. So we did 7 seasons in what was 5 years. I know for a fact that I left this league because of frustration. And I think it, in some ways, it was mainly being there or thereabouts, but there always being something that was always something that was preventing me from being as good as I could have been. How did I save that? The car seems to bottom out there if I'm not too careful. So this is 4 position. So this is Mick Chapman. This is the BRM that I tried to get past before at the Nürburgring and absolutely failed. So we're actually going to get past it before the corner, which is perfect. Just don't fucking rear end me. So we actually passed a car. I can't believe it. So we're back up to 5th place now. That BRM apparently does not have to stop. So we're up to 5th place. We have 12 laps gone of 27. 4th place is Mark Stone, who is heading through turn 2 up to turn 3. I am heading through turn 2. So we've got time to gain on that Cooper. We then have a exceedingly laggy Honda in 3rd, who has probably taken a pit stop. I don't even think I want to get close to that Honda. There's 4th place, and this is me in 5th. Let's see if we can actually see. So that's Mark Stone in 4th. That's Baz West in 3rd. That's G Dark Soul in 2nd. And that's the leader, Clive Loynes, in 1st. Now, I would assume that Clive Loynes hasn't done a pit stop, because he had to do a pit stop of 35 seconds. But I mean, maybe he did gain 10 seconds whilst I was languishing back behind those other drivers. So 5th place may be where we end season 10. So after the first few races not being out of the top 4, having the most frustrating race I have ever seen that I've ever done, last round at the Nordschleife, where I ended up pretty much last, I think. I received 2 place penalties because of incidents and such. I was so frustrated that I did a handbrake turn at the end and just planted my foot on the throttle. But looks like this race might be a bit of a lull, because I'm not really going to be around anyway. So I'm coming around the back straight. Mark Stone is just going into that turn there. I'm just going into that turn, so it looks like I might actually be gaining on him. So now I've got clear air, I'm now doing 123s. So being stuck behind someone at Nordschleife was bad enough. Being stuck behind someone on this such a short track is equally frustrating. So we can see him there. We've got our character chase, so that's 4th. We'll obviously see whether those Hondas have actually pitted or not. The Honda only needed to do a stop and go, which with the tight pit entry probably ended up being maybe 5 seconds lost. Let's see if we can catch Mark Stone. The nemesis of the season, to be honest. The person that's just started near the midfield and won 50% of the races. Right, there's the Lotus. Lotus has made its pit stop from the lead and has come out in front of me. So this is for position. So we've also got Mark Stone, who's probably done his pit stop and is in just up the road. So this is, I'm in 5th, that's 4th in front of us, and we can just see where 3rd is. So we are gaining all the time. I've now done a 122.8. I'm only 1/10 off of the fastest lap of the race. So with clear air, I am quick. Lap 15 of 27. You don't want to make those mistakes onto the back straight though. hang on a second. Did Mark Stone think that was a lap car? Why did he just let him through? Is he thinking about the championship or something? Why did he just let us through? That was odd. That was very odd. Whether that was a team tactic or something? So we're now up to 4th. Obviously another thing to do with these races is that this is back in 2005. Streaming wasn't a thing. You didn't have all of the funky UI and stuff. It was just you alone on track, trying to work out your own strategy. No crew chiefs, no spotters. It really was bare bones racing. Right, I don't know whether we're going to be able to catch and pass this Lotus. This is 3rd place in front of us. Let's see once we get onto the straight. So Baz West is 2nd and another Honda is 1st. So we've got 10 laps to catch 2 Hondas. Catch and pass 2 Hondas. I am hoping that they actually do get out of the way through pit stops and such. But what I am finding, 20 years since these races, as the, you know, seeing my own performance and knowing I could have done a lot better. You know, hindsight is 20/20. Yeah, I get that. But knowing that I have more information is the frustrating part. And knowing that if I maybe had that information, I maybe would have been okay. But alright, you can see the Honda now. The laps are running out. I did say that the last couple of seasons in this league were going to get a little bit spicy. And I think frustration did bleed over a little into the races. And I think, obviously, in this particular season, being 2005, I was 26 years old. I was living in a flat on my own for the first time for about a year or so. I think I still had a job. I know that I got made redundant at a certain point, but I can't remember how far beyond 2005 that was. I could maybe look at my CV and find out, but it's always kind of interesting to know what kind of life events may have been going on at the same time. Right, so we're still 4th place. So these Hondas still are perhaps in front on merit. Because the Hondas did only need to do a stop and go. So the leaders are coming round doing 122s. The Honda is doing 124s. So they're 2 seconds faster on the road. But they don't need to move over. But we've seen from the start of this race that Honda ahead of us has been a very, very laggy car. So back then, you obviously do not want to get close to it. Now it's going to be sod's law that this Lotus is probably just going to breeze past this Honda and I'm going to be stuck behind it. So we've got we nearly got that all wrong. We've got 7 laps to try and pass. You can run a really defensive line around here, and you can basically block a faster car quite easily. Just by using the right line. Right, pressured that Lotus into a bit of a mistake. So he's got to look in front and behind. I'm sure something is going to happen here. No, no. Oof. I thought I was just about to nudge him round then. And I imagine this is exactly what I saw as well. So that car lurching back towards me, thinking that I might have touched him, probably made me come off the throttle a bit, ruining my exit onto one of the only real big passing places. So that Honda there is 2 seconds slower than both of these cars. So he can go defensive all he wants in turn 1. He can go defensive in turn 2, turn 3. If he takes the inside to the back straight, then he has it covered. So if he takes the inside here, then there's no way past. Obviously, I'm trying to find a gap around somebody that's trying to find a gap around someone ahead, and they don't necessarily see me. I am certain that I'm going to rear-end him coming onto the main straight. But if this Honda stays right, then there is no hope for that Lotus to get round it. Yep, it stays right. And again, you can't get past in these final 2 turns. So if he goes defensive, turn 1. So your only real opportunity to pass, really, is if someone makes a mistake. Because you can block the track, essentially. And I got hauled up by the moderator for being so close to a car behind, for a car in front. You have to be right under the the exhaust pipe of the car in front to have any hope of getting an overlap on corner exit. Because I came into turn 2 and I was right under the exhaust pipe of the car in front, and the moderator said you shouldn't have been. You were too close to the car in front. And it wasn't the fact that the car in front decided to move in the braking zone, which is exactly what wow. Just wow. Right, big gap on the inside. I have to move there. So I actually knock him into a spin there, I think. But I reckon that is a bang out of order. Remember, we're dealing with netcode, which is fragile at best. Right? So I've got a bit of a run. He goes left. He opens the door. He then comes back right. He might have a tank slapper on here. I'm going left into the only gap on the track that I've got. Looks like a little bit of a lag touch. So he spins and collects me. So after all of that, I've now got to stop the car, Shift R, and take a shot to stop and go. So not only have I... The Lotus comes out ahead. The Lotus comes out ahead. And I'm back behind the Cooper again. Wow. Now, I have a feeling I'm going to get blamed for that. That's going to be my fault. So if after all of me penalising myself with a Shift R and a stop and go, I'm probably going to get places lost as well. Which is... I don't know. But I mean, nowadays with netcode connections where the car will have a bit more prediction to it if the car in front is a little dodgy on netcode, so the attitude of the car will be a bit better, so you can judge what the other car is doing a bit better. I mean, in my defense, I went to the inside of the track, which is the only space on the track that wasn't filled by a car, and the gap that I had closed. On their screen, it might have looked like I went to the inside and I tapped them on the way through, but not on my screen. But on such a tight circuit, you could pay... Well, you saw from that Honda, you can be 2 seconds off the pace and you can just pootle around and hold up other cars quite easily, as long as you take a certain line. So this is like a mini Nordschleife, really. So after all that, we've run out of laps to be able to catch any further up. That is for position. That is Mark Stone again ahead, who strangely let me and Clive in the Lotus through. So we're now on the penultimate lap, and I'm now back down to 5th. was third. No, I was fourth. Hang on a minute. Maybe that other Honda... maybe that other Honda pitted then. Because it's Mark Stone ahead. No, it must still be the Honda ahead. So Mark Stone is ahead of me. Then we've got Clive in the Lotus, and then we've got 2 Hondas that are just getting away scot-free. Right, we've got 1 lap to try and overtake this Cooper. Don't think it's going to happen. But it frustrated me no end when the moderator kind of just said, well, you were too close through one of the most vicious corners. I mean, how are you able to get a run on someone if you aren't close to the car in front? You have to be. I mean, when I'm driving this, I'm kind of saying, right, that passing place is done. This passing place is done. I'm not going to be able to get alongside going over the hill. So you just got to be as close as humanly possible to this car coming out of the last hairpin. So you got to be as close as possible here. And I fucked it up. So the only thing you could do is... Oh! I don't know. It looks like he suddenly slowed and I was in the air and I couldn't do anything. Right, he landed. I think I'm... What, was I still in the air? I don't think I'm going to be able to see it. Have I landed? No, I'm not in the air. So he braked. See how much he braked? Or did I brake too late? I think I braked too late because look how fast I'm going. I didn't even make the corner. Fuck! Did I just decide the championship? He gets out ahead of me anyway, so... Yeah, that's penalty points for me. I can see me getting docked places now. I didn't even come into the pits. Pure frustration. Right. Do your worst, moderator. How many positions am I going to lose for that? What was an absolute debacle? What am I going to lose? I'm not going to keep that 5th place, am I? Right. Okay. Mosport, Simon Loynes comes away with the win. So Simon Loynes is dark whatever. He refused to use his real name for some reason. G Dark something. Started 7th, ended up 1st. Baz started off 9th, ended up 2nd. Clive Loynes takes his 3rd place. Mark Stone takes his 4th. Mick Chapman takes his 5th. And I get docked 3. So I can come home 6th. Ben gets docked 1 place. Phil Thornton gets docked 3. Congratulations to Simon Loynes on his first ever GPL win. It's a lovely feeling. The championship is still to be decided. Not in a bad race, for instance. Right, Phil Thornton and Enwood last turn. I mean, I shouldn't get penalised for this one. Because Phil went to pit, I think, but didn't judge the last turn of the pitting. So maybe he's going to get docked here. Neil is following Phil, who runs wide onto the grass on the left-hander and ends up in the pit lane. As Phil comes back onto the track across the grass verge, separating the pit lane from the track, he clips the passing Neil. Neil knows he had Neil behind him. Could have slowed before rejoining. However, he was on the grass and didn't have full control. Penalty. Bad rejoin. Reduced owing to reduced control. Sorry? I'm sorry? It was reduced owing to reduced control. What? Shouldn't that mean you didn't have control of your car, meaning you got an extra penalty point? He put his car there through lack of car control. Yet he decided the best course of action was not to just go down the pit lane. No, was to join the track at the apex of the last corner. I don't know. This moderator. Let's look at Ben's one. Ben is following Phil and rear ends him as they approach a right-hander. Naughty Ben. This takes them both to the grassy bank, but Ben sportingly allows Phil to retake his position. Ah, how nice. Right. I want to know what happened with the Clive Loynes accident. Here we go. Neil is following Clive very closely. Clive drifts little left, and Neil looks like to go to the right. Yes. As Neil's left front comes alongside Clive's rear right, they touch, and Clive is sent into a spin. There may have been an element of warp here. It's possible to know for sure. As Clive spins out of control, he hits Neil midships, sets him on fire, and forces him into a shift R and an unnecessary stop and go, as it was not Neil's fault. But he doesn't get penalised for it. Right, last turn. Neil was following Mark and is quicker. Mark crests the rise and breaks and momentarily locks. Neil rear ends him. Mark takes a shift R, which does not require a stop and go. Mark does not appear to brake any earlier than usual, but his lockup may have contributed to the impact. It's Neil's responsibility to the following car to avoid hitting the guy in front, but I'm going to be lenient as I was with Ben and reduce it by 1 place. Well, aren't you kind? So I think my social media post at the start of this was like, it's going to go downhill from here. And it did. I was good at predicting things, wasn't I? It did. All of my good results at the start got completely wiped out at the end of the season. So, right, so I didn't do the last 2 rounds, or at least I don't have replays for them. So, let's have a look. So, Zeltweg, which is the Osterreichring, basically. So, let's have a look. No, I didn't take part in that. Mark Stone comes away with the win for that one, with his championship rival just behind. So, it looks like it would have been very tight for the championship. Depending on what happens in the last round, I guess, which is probably going to be Snetterton, I'd imagine. It says 5 seconds ahead. Congratulations to Mark Stone for what was a thrilling race. One of the best of the season. Oh, and I missed it. It looks like he's going to be champion after a series of brilliant drives. All in the Cooper. So that was the 1st of the 5th, 2005. 1st of May, 2005. Last race is Aintree. Mark Stone wins again, with his nearest championship contender is in 4th. 1 minute behind. Both, again, taking Coopers. I did take part in this one, apparently. I started 11th, came up 12th. So I obviously hated Aintree. But I was 20 laps down, so that looks like a disconnection. So there you go. Congratulations to Mark Stone for winning the Division 2 title. Season 10 title. Interesting. Yep, so that was it. That was Season 10. So where do you think I finished in Season 10? So I had 1 second place. I think it was 2 thirds and a 4th at the start of the season. I then had an 11th. Well, I can look back at the results, can't I? Why am I trying to guess it? Stupid. So I had a 4th place, a 2nd place, a 3rd place, another 3rd place, and now is when it goes downhill. Didn't take part in Rouen. Another 3rd place, that was Silverstone. Nürburgring was a 11th place, and then a 6th place. So where do you think I finished in the championship? I reckon I finished probably about 6th. And I think I was in the Ferrari the entire time. Let's have a look. Where did we finish? So, drivers have a free choice of chassis each race, although the single chassis all season is encouraged. Car performance will be levelled by compulsory pit stops with stoppage times as per Division 1. 4th place in the championship with 8 penalty points. I am quite far off. The others. So there was 64. No. There was 58 points between the leaders in the end. So 4 wins at the start for Alan, and then 5 wins at the end for Mark. So, I mean, if I'd finished 2 rounds, one in Rouen and one in Zeltweg, I don't know whether I would have been able to pass Clive. But I took the Ferrari for the whole season. Let's see what it was like for the championship. So Team Red Things. I'm guessing that's who I was contributing towards. We managed to finish 3rd in the championship. I don't entirely know who was in my team. Oh, spoilers. Don't want to see that, do we? We don't want to see that. Right. So I suppose the only way to see. So it was me, Tim Robbie, and Paul Skingley. So Paul Skingley was actually in my team. Interesting. So maybe I actually committed myself to driving the Ferrari the whole season because I was in that team. So it looks like that was the... I mean, what was the team that won? Soggy Bottom. Well, Soggy Bottom was basically Mark Stone, both the Loinses. So it's no wonder they won. The Hickey Wazza Racing were just very consistent all the way through, I'm guessing. I believe the Hickey Wazza Racing was the two Hondas, which was Baz and who was the other one? So they scored 24 points in the start. So Baz scored 11. Whoever RMJ is, perhaps? Because Paul Bird didn't take part in number one. Neither did Dean Holloway. Simon Loins. But that only gives them 21. So there's probably a Honda driver that didn't take a Honda. That's what I imagine, anyway. Right, I've now got to go to the next page, not spoiling it for myself. I think I'm in Division 1. I think. Right. So season 11, there are only 2 divisions. Right. I'm going to try and look at Division 1 without spoiling myself. So season 11, I'm in Division 1. Okay. Right, so let's look at the rules. Carry on very much as before. Division 1 Championship is strongly contested and needs a large amount of patience to keep the drivers' egos in check. With Nev moving over to the Masters Cup, Steve Peake is the best man for the job. So Steve Peake is the moderator. Race length is 50 minutes. Open chassis choice. Chassis performance leveled by timed pit stops. Int damage, any shift arm must be followed by stop and go within 2 laps or take a 15-second time penalty in post-race motivation. No fault shift R does not require a stop. Okay. Okay, right, so it's very difficult to do without spoiling myself, you know. Okay. Right, so that's season 10 over and done with. Now, I was sure there was some spiciness. Obviously, I've been very spicy today. Frustrating watching 20 years after and still getting frustrated by it. In season 11, I only have replays of round 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10. So I only have 4 rounds. So I'm probably going to do those all in one go next week. And we can get season 11 out of the way. There will be probably some spiciness in the moderators reports. I am getting irate 20 years later. Very irate. You can watch the VOD and find out. So that's season 11, and then my last season, I did manage to record 10 replays, which is round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I got all of them. So we go out with a bang in 12. So that's good. I might as well copy those to the folder as well. But remember, there is a sting in the tail for the last 2. So all of the frustration that I'm feeling 20 years ago and the frustration that I'm feeling now is, I think that's why I may have quit when I did. So looking back at the timing of this as well, so to put this in perspective, this is the 3rd of July 2005. I don't know whether it runs over 2 seasons, 2 years or not. I don't think it would. Season 11 is 2005. Season 12 is 2006. So there is that. And let's see, maybe I can look up. Just wanted to look up what was happening in my life back then. So is it admin? Okay. That's not really up to date, is it? Right, so around this time, where are we? Okay. So to put this in a little bit of perspective, I lost my long-term job in December 2005. So whether or not that's due to me not being at some of the races, I can't guarantee that season 11 was full of me recording replays or not, or whether I just forgot to record some of the replays. So I didn't have a job from December 2005 up until I was unemployed until January 2007. So yeah. So that may have added to what's coming up. Being unemployed for that long and being frustrated and not being able to find work. So yeah. Okay, right. So we got some IndyCars coming up. I'm going to have to check in with the broadcaster to see if he does have everything. And I'm also probably going to have to get on comms with them if they are. I did give them all of the stuff, hopefully. There is a just to kind of tangent a little. ASR, I can't remember what that stands for. Advanced Sim Racing, or I don't know. So ASR Formula, the moderating group, did just release a new version of their Assetto Corsa 1982 car. I thought I actually owned it, but I looked in my my download section and I do not. I did have, maybe I had like a beta version or something, because I remember it having problems with its wheels, I think. Let's see, I can show you. So this car, the 1982 Gilles Villeneuve Ferrari, a lovely car. I mean, maybe I had a version of it by somebody else, but I had problems with the wheels would always be they would not show correctly. But €4.99 for €4.99. So there is that, which is kind of cool. I'm going to take away the no, that's not the right one. What am I looking for? The title. That's what I was looking for. So have a look at that if you're interested in it. I'm not a particular Assetto Corsa fan for running seriously for stuff. So yeah. It's a weird Sunday as well. A lot of people seem to stream on Sundays. So there's nobody really around to raid or anything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna try and find the YouTube channel. I don't think he normally puts a scheduled stream up. Let's see if I can cheat the system a little. No, I can't cheat the system. Usually when you can put in a certain URL, you can actually see when they're going to be streaming, but he obviously hasn't scheduled the next race. I'm hoping I've actually got the date right. It is tonight that the IndyCar race is taking place, right? Yeah, Sunday, January the 12th. So at, I would say maybe 7:45, 8. Have a look at Simracing online, because there's going to be 20 cars. There's 20 cars registered for the first round. A few people aren't taking part in the first round. Maybe because it's Surface Paradise, but apparently 25 are booked in for the next few. Unfortunately, people still haven't picked their car, so I'm hoping that people get their act together and start choosing them for subsequent rounds. So we've got an hour and a half or so until quali for that, but I'm probably gonna pop on the server myself. Oh shit, I can't because I haven't got the track. Balls. Damn it. I don't know if there's any way I can see the race list or anything. Anyhow, I'll talk to you in a minute, Ben, about that. Right. Thank you for watching. Sorry it got a bit frustrating near the end. But that's just me being frustrated at my own racing abilities. But We'll be back sometime next week. I don't know when I'm going to be streaming next week. Probably gonna. I will schedule in that I say I'm going to stream next Saturday. Because obviously next week I'm doing the broadcast for the Porsche 763s or whatever they're called. So I'll be behind the microphone for that. It should be fun. And I'm hoping to see some good driving from you, Ben, tonight. These Indy cars are tough, but I'm going to be watching. And I think it's going to be a fun watch. Trying to keep track of everything at Surface Paradise is going to be very, very difficult. So yeah. Do a little outro thing. So you may have a bonus stream from me midweek. You may not. But I'm definitely back at the weekend if all is well, which is the 18th. And until then, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you later.